Good afternoon, everyone. We've got Apex in yellow and Aigles Bleus in blue. All right. Chase down into the corner. Wes Ferguson with the puck. He pops it out towards Zach Cormier, unable to complete. That is Wes Ferguson again picking it up on the blue, trying to get out of the zone. Bringing it forward. Shot just wide of the net on goalie Trapper's side. Picked up by Aigles Bleus on the far side. Apex trying to get it out. They are successful out of the zone. I'll do my best to call them too, but they don't have names on the back of their jerseys. And looks like there's a penalty on yellow for hooking. Ben's got the puck. He tries to get it out, picked up by Mateo Scott. He sends it back over to Louis. They're going to try this again. Block shot by number 91 on Apex. I'll do my best to keep it going. If it keeps going like this, I'll move over to the Wi-Fi. I just like the cell phone network a little better. It's usually more stable in here. Face-off won by Mini Egg. And Haley with the puck. He sends it up and it's intercepted and offside. It's picked up by Ben Richard in the far corner. Trying to get it back to the defense, unable to. Evan Kiley in there to help out. Picking up the deflection. Out to the defense. Kiley pops it back in over to Ben. Ben with a pass to Kiley. Kiley with a shot just wide of the net. Another shot just wide. Apex with the puck coming out of the corner. This is Will Bro, I think it is, coming up. He passes it. It is hit. It's technically a shot on net. And we'll go with that. Face-off's going to be blocker side of Felix Lemay. Face-off won by Aigles Bleus, back to the defense. That was Desrush over to McDonald. Mateo Scott coming up the far side. Wes Ferguson picks it up, sends it over. That is Thomas Desrush. Desrush with a pass out, picked up by Ferguson, unable to get through the traffic in front of the net. Picked up by Apex. Apex sends it over. That is number 8 over to, I'm not sure which number that was. Number 9, I think that is Desrush over to Ferguson. Ferguson busting into the net. He gets blocked in front. Bennett Haley with the stop trying to keep that in. He's able to. Picked up by Apex. They are going to break out with it. We got a defensive change on the Mini Egg, and the Apex is going for a line change as well. That's Owen Welsh with the puck. He's trying to get it away, but he is blocked by Ben Richard. Out to the front, trying for a one-timer, not able to. Off the post. And I'm not sure how that didn't go in, but that was Luke Timmins trying to just bat that last one, and he couldn't keep his footing. Cleared down the ice. They're going to call that icing. Face-off won by Mini Egg. That's Mika Prive bringing it up the boards. He is blocked by Thomas Edwards. That comes back to another Apex player. They fade into the zone, and they shoot wide on the glove side of LeMay. That is Bennett Haley. He's sending it up, brings it over to Evan Kiley. Gets picked up by Apex. There's a little battle between Luke and Mika. It is a 2-on-0 right here. Able to keep the shot off. And big save by LeMay to keep that out. Ben Richard bringing it up. He gets taken out. Apex comes back in the zone. Ben goes for a change. Apex sending it over. It is an incomplete pass. Not quite able to hit the tape of Thomas Edwards. Evan Kiley picks it up on the boards. He tries to pop it out. Stopped by Will Bro. Benny at the back of the net picks up the puck. He's chased down by Thomas. Sends it out to Thomas Desrush. A different Thomas. And that is popped back in. We got a defensive change on this. That is Brody Smith going for a wrap. No. Pass. And not sure how that got stopped, but LeMay got in the way of it. We're going to have a face-off to the right side of the goalie. That is won by the Aigles Bleus. Pass up to Ferguson. Ferguson's coming in. He's got Zach with him. Backhand goal. Face-off won by Apex. That is Malik LeBlanc right there with Apex number 7. He had the puck. Gets picked off by Wes Ferguson. Ferguson with a shot just wide of the goalie. Calix Mallet picks it up in the neutral zone. He's going to rush it in. He gets picked off. Pops back. Wes Ferguson out to Zach Cormier. Back to Wes. And it's gloved down by the Apex goalie. Face-off will be to the glove side of the Apex goalie. Face-off won by Aigles Bleus. That is Mika Privé out to McDonald. It is picked off. It is a one-on-one. Felix comes out, and he gets deked for the goal. It's a 2-1 game in favor of the Mini Ag right now. Sends it up to Ben Richard. Tries to find Mika. He's unable to. Poked away by Mika. Back to Evan. They're offside in the zone. Apparently they tagged up somehow without tagging up. Going for a wraparound. Unable to complete. Ben Richard with the puck. He's going to dip around in the corner. And going to go for it again. Lands on his blade somehow. Trying to go through. Able to catch it in his shin pads. He's going to chase it down. That's not going to make it to icing. Picked up by Apex. Ben Richard chasing down the Apex player. He gets passed out. Still in the zone, and it's tossed out on a backhand. It's going to be a foot race. Evan Kiley picks it up off of Thomas Edwards. Sends it up to Thomas Desrush. Will Bro with the puck with the blue helmet there on Apex. Thomas Desrush sends it back into the zone, and he picks it up. Pass over to Ferguson. Oh, and just wide of the net on a backhand. Sends it back out to Ferguson. Ferguson for another shot, and it's a block. Face off on the blocker side of the Apex goalie. It's Ferguson taking it for Mini Ag. Referee making sure everything's nice and square and nobody's cheating. That is Thomas Desrush. Sends it over to Zach Cormier. Zach unable to make anything with it. Will Bro bringing it up. He takes a shot on net. Going for the 5-hole, and it's blocked by Felix LeMay. Face off on the blocker side of LeMay in the Aigles Bleus zone. 6 minutes left in the first period. Face off one, not sure who got that one, honestly. Zach's able to pick it up coming out of the zone. He's trying to bring it in, trying to stay onside. It pops back out off of one of the apex feet. Aigles Bleus with the puck, trying to make something over the neutral zone, passes it over to Thomas Desroches. Thomas brings it in, over to Ferguson. Ferguson's got it in the corner. He's going for a little battle of this, sends it out. It's chased down by Thomas Desroches, back to the defense. That's Aigles over there with the puck. He sends it in off the boards, picked up by Ferguson. Ferguson sends it out front, unable to complete. It is deflected wide by the apex player. Battle in the corner. That was Zach in there against someone, joined by Thomas Desroches. Pops out of the zone. They're in the neutral. Over to Savoie on mini Aigles Bleus. Up to Zach Cormier. Completes the pass. Over to Ferguson. Not quite able to complete, but over to Zach again off of Owen Walsh's skates. Ferguson's got it behind the net. He passes it back out to Aigles. And it pops back from the apex player and right back to Aigles, who sends it behind the net. Ferguson trying to do a wrap and a tuck on. Face off one by mini Aigles Bleus. Louis McDonald not able to make anything of it. Picked up by Will Bro from apex. Passed up. Mateo Scott trying to dig for it. He lets it go. Apex sends it out. Picked off by, I think that's Ben Richard. It's Ben and Evan Kiley bringing it in. Ben is taken down, kinda. I don't know how to describe that one. Louis winds up with the puck. It's cleared out a little bit. Defense regroups. It is a 3-on-3, I guess, in this situation here. Apex driving it in. Defensive trying to block that shot. Taken off the angle. Shot on net, towards net, I should say, by Apex, blocked by Apex. Evan Kiley picks up the puck in the corner. He starts moving it forward, coming out of the mini egg zone in neutral. Big shot from far, wide of the net on the glove side. Picked up by Apex, that's Sam McCarthy in behind. Sam's going to bring it forward. That is Mika trying to block Sam. Pass up to Luke Timmins. Luke Timmins with the puck. He gets knocked out of the zone, and it's offside. Big shot on net, blocker by LeMay. Apparently every shot we take is a big shot. Not really sure why that tape. Zach going for a battle in the corner. Picked up by Thomas Desroches out to Phil Martin. It pops clear. It is a Bennett Haley and takes it in. He's with Zach. Shot on net. It goes back behind. Zach's got the puck. Tried to send it out to Ferguson. Unable to complete. It is a 3-on-2. Big shot from Luke Timmins, wide to the blocker side of LeMay. Aigles Bleus behind the net, being chased down by Thomas. He sends it back, picked up by Zach Cormier. Zach sends it over to Thomas Desroches. Thomas Desroches with the dump. I think he's going to go for a change. That he is. Puck picked up by Pippa on the Apex team. She's pretty fast. She's bringing it in. She gets poked going for a toe drag and behind the net. Shot towards the net. Blocked by Felix. Unable to stop the pass. Block shot by Mika Privé in front of the net. He sends it wide off his knee. That's Ben Richard holding people in. Battle in the neutral zone. Pops back out. That is Marek Leblanc. Evan Kiley with the puck. He sends it way over to Aigles. Aigles sends it forward. It's deflected off of Mika towards the net and stopped by the goalie. I didn't have the time running. It's 1 minute 28 seconds left. Face off one by Mini Egg. Shot towards the net by Louis. It's blocked by the goalie. I think his name's Braden Forbes. Pippa with the puck again. She's bringing it in. She goes wide from Louis McDonald. Shot out, unable to complete. That was Brody Smith on the backside of that. It went right through his stick. Ben Richard coming up with Mika and Evan. Pass over to Mika. Tap, unable to complete it. Gets stopped in the apex feet. Will Bro bringing it up out of the neutral zone. It's picked on its way to Evan Welsh. Mateo Scott is able to acquire that puck back and send it into the zone. He goes for a line change. Apex brings it forward. Ben Richard goes for the clear. He gets stopped, but it works out well. He goes for a change, leaves it for Ferguson, who gets stopped by Will Bro. Picked up by Owen Welsh. Thomas DeRush there to help fight for the puck. That's Bennett Haley with the puck. He chips it off the boards. Not quite able to get it in. It's a chase down. Sends it back. Picked up by Ben Haley. Zone cleared out to center ice, and it's sent back in. Goes off a mini egg player, and it's back. And that's the end of the period, folks. We got Stripes down there looking for something, not sure what. He's shaving at the ice with his skate. We're gonna follow them for something to do during the intermission. Guess they're not satisfied with the quality of the ice here in Dieppe. It's a beautiful day outside, balmy 17 degrees, beautiful spring weather. Looks like Ferguson is taking the face-off for Mini Egg. I can't quite see who he's lined up against. Referee wanted to keep it Timmins. Timmins shovels it back. Cadix misses that pass. That shot technically. Comes back to Savoie. Savoie passes up to Cormier. Picked up by Ferguson off the rebound on the boards. Picked up again by Zach. Zach chasing it in the corner, picks it up, sends it out. Not quite able to do anything with it. Evan unable to capitalize. That's Zach again, fighting for it on the blue line, trying to keep it in. He's joined by Ferguson. They pop it out of the zone right to Thomas Edwards, who gets taken away by Thomas DeRush. Goes back to Henri Savoie. He's going to take it behind the net. He's being chased down. Calix Mallet with the puck. He dips around. He's going to send it over to Henri Savoie. Not able to get it, but it keeps going and picked up by Thomas DeRush. DeRush finds Ferguson at center ice. Ferguson and Cormier unable to complete. Cormier cuts over, sends it to Ferguson. Ferguson beside the net. He's going to look for a pass. Not able to find it. Tries to send it through feet. Shot towards the net, picked up by the Apex player. Out to Luke Timmins on Apex. He's going to come in. Big shot. Right of the net on the blocker side, and then stopped by Fidix on the rebound. Getting some shoves in the corner there. Face off to the blocker side of LeMay. It is won by Mini Egg. Louis McDonald finds the puck and he sends it over to Ben Richel. Ben Richel picks it up off the corner and loses it. Pippa with the puck. She goes for toe drag around. Shovel towards Felix over the net. Over to Evan Kiley. Kiley breaking into the zone. Sends it far over to Phil. Phil gets picked on his backhand pass. It's a foot race. We got at least one defense in the road. Pippa goes around McDonald. It goes wide of the net. They pop it back out front. Fiddix lines back up, and it comes out to Kylie somehow out of that. And he tries to get it out of the zone and is able. Pippa sends it back in. That's Aigles Bleus. McDonald loses his stick in the process of it. Shot towards the net. Fiddix gets ever so much of his glove on it. It goes high. They're looking for that backdoor shot. Matic right on the back end. Phil Martin bringing it forward. He's going to go down the center. Gets it over to Ben Richard on the far corner. Ben's going to try and find the front. Shot on net. Oh, two shots. One shot there. One hit the post. Chase down. Mini going for a line change. Picked up by Will Bro in the corner. Will Bro dumped it deep. Picked up by Henri Savoie. Henri out to Mika. Ferguson collides with one of the Apex players. Mika brings it into the zone. Mika taken out. Falls again. Pass goes far. Haley trying to get on it. He's able to actually tip that. It becomes offside, and it's the end of the play. Face-off's going to be out of the zone, just in front of the mini egg bench. Face-off won by Apex. They lose it in the zone. Apparently we're going to listen to music during this one. I'm not sure what that was, but we're going to put a pause on this. I think it was just an offside. There we go. Face-off won by Apex. Apex goes for an odd line change right off the draw there. Owen Walsh with the puck. Picked up by Aigles Bleus. He's going to drive it forward. He backhands it into the corner and he regroups. That's picked up by Wes Ferguson. Into the corner, picked up by Apex. Pass over and it dumps out. Thomas Desroches picks it up in the corner. He goes for the shot and it's in on the 5-hole. Face-off won by Evan Kiley. Sends it back to the defense, picked up by Bennett Haley. Ben Richard picks it up off of that. It gets blocked. He picks it back up. It goes all the way over to Phil Martin. Desperately tries to keep it on his stick and is unable. Big collision in center. Will Bro with the whiff. McDonald picks it up. Kiley picks it up off of him. Shot towards the net. It goes wide on the blocker side. Phil Martin shovel it back in. It's behind the goal line. Picked up by Evan Kiley in the corner. He's looking for someone to pass it to. It goes back to Bennett Haley. He's able to keep it in and tries to make the pass, but it gets picked. Long stretch pass from Apex to Thomas Edwards. It doesn't make it. It gets picked. Bennett Haley is able to pick it up off of that, and then we cough it up in the neutral zone. Thomas Edwards. It is wide. Blocked by Fiddix nonetheless. Thomas Edwards behind the net with the puck. He sends it out far. Sam McCarthy. It pops out. He trips. It is Phil Martin with the puck. He's going in hard. And it is blocked. Big glove save by the Apex goalie. Face-off going to be to the glove side of the Apex goalie. Face-off won by Mini Egg. Ferguson with the puck. He sends it back behind towards what was supposed to be Zach. Zach unable to get to it, picked up by Apex player Brody Smith. Mateo Scott goes for the block. He gets whizzed past. Big pass to Pippa. She is unable to get it on her stick and it gets blocked, and she's unable to get it on the toe drag. Mika Privé battling for it, unable to keep it in. Brody Smith comes out of that with the puck for Apex. Apex with the pass. They pick it up. They're unable to complete. Block shot in front of the net. It's passed out. Almost comes out of the zone. Pippa in the corner with it, trying to bring it out. She passes it out. Brody Smith picks it up. He's coming in, driving. He's going to go behind the back of the net. Goes for a pass. He's blocked by Mateo Scott. Mateo loses the puck, trying to get a shovel. That's Malik LeBlanc that took it away from him. It's a 3-on-1 in the corner. A little bit of a mismatch. Zach Cormier comes out of there after it. Shot from the Apex defense, blocked by Mateo. Out to Wes Ferguson. Ferguson sends it up to Mika. Mika's not quite all by himself, but he's trying. He's going wide. He's going to take a shot from there, and it gets blocked by the defender's stick. That's Malik LeBlanc. It is a foot race. Ferguson's coming back, giving it some effort. Malik keeps the puck. He sends it out to the Apex player, unable to complete. Second attempt. Comes off the cage of Felix Lemay. Comes back out to Owen Welsh. Owen trying to find Malik, but he's unable to. That is Wes Ferguson that sends it out. Not quite able to get it out. Ferguson chases it back down in the corner. Shot from an odd angle off the post. Out to Cormier. Small line change happening by Apex. Zach's going to try and send it over to Mika. Mika's not home when he does. Too far up. Kept in the zone by Evan Kiley. Kiley's going to rush it in. Kiley and Zach. Zach gets too far up on it, unable to get the stick back in order to pull it forward. That's to Owen Welsh. Owen's going to bring it in. He loses it as he's crossing the line, and he's tagged in by Louis. Louis gets him in the corner. They're going to battle a little bit. Evan goes in to help, kinda. And it's a stop clock. I think they're calling it a hand pass. Forgot to stop the timer there. Gonna put it back up to where it's supposed to be. Out of the zone with Evan. Louis again puts it off of Evan's skate. It stays in. Owen Welsh with the puck. And it looks like a penalty towards Mini Ag. I'm gonna call that one tripping. Referee making sure it's fair and nobody's cheating. Face-off won by Mini Ag. Bennett Haley with the puck, sends it up, not quite able to get out of the zone. Mateo Scott picks it up. He's going to rifle it down, and it bounces over the defense. Face-off won by Aigles Bleus. That's Bennett Haley with the puck, not quite able to clear it in the hand. He felt it. Go for the dump in the line change. Thomas Edwards bringing it in. He toe drags around Henri Savoie out front. It goes through everyone, and it's going to get out of the zone. It's a foot race. Evan Kiley makes it first. He gets blocked on his attempt to chip it off the boards. They are very offside. There's actually 17 seconds left on the, when I screwed up the clock, I lost the penalty that was up there. 16 seconds left on the penalty. Dumped it deep into the zone. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Evan Kiley's going to give pressure. Picked up by Mateo Scott in the neutral zone. He dumps it deep. They are not calling that icing, even though we were full strength. It was not chased down hard enough. Picked up by Mini Ag. in neutral zone. That's Bennett Haley with it. Picked back up by Apex. They bring it in, number 8. It's tipped away by Bennett Haley. Over to Ben Richard. Ben Richard and Zach Cormier finds him. Back over to Ben. He gets some stick on it and not able to quite get it over again for another one. That's Wes Ferguson with the puck. He steps on it. He takes a shot, blocked by the goalie. There's a bit of a scrum. Zach goes down, loses the puck, puts it over to Aigles Leblanc. Picked up by Wes Ferguson. That's Wes Ferguson in the neutral zone. He brings it in, unable to keep his stick on it, shoots it just wide of the net. Ben chasing it into the corner. Given a stick against Owen Welsh. Owen's not quite able to get it out. Back to Ben and Owen again. They pop it into the corner. It's chased in by Ferguson. I had to turn on the heater there. It should come back on in a second. Doesn't seem to want to come back on. I'm going to go push that button again. I'm going to leave you right here. Comes out of the zone. That's Owen Welsh with it. Chased down by Aigles Bleus. Henri Savoie goes into the corner and he falls and gets knocked down. Ferguson with the puck. Ferguson goes for the high wrap. Comes back over to Ferguson. It's Ferguson and DeRush. Shot towards the net, just wide on the blocker side, right on the ice. Sends it over to Mika, finds Mika on the far side. Mika goes for the pass back to Ferguson, not able to get it through all the feet and the sticks. Brody Smith picks it up for Apex, tries to get it out. He gets stopped on the line by, I think that was Calix. That's Will Bro in behind. He's going to chip it off the boards, and it gets picked up by Phil Martin. Phil's going to bring it into the corner. Out all the way to 4 up to 5. I think they realized that we had more time than we actually do. It's a chase down, Matteo and Thomas. Thomas stops up short. Comes off of Matteo's stick. He picks it up in behind. Passes out to Martin. Back to Matteo. Blocked by Thomas. Backhand out to Phil. Phil over to Kylie. Kylie's going to go wide with it. Goalie on the Apex side while they're waiting for this penalty to sort out. McDonald taps the puck into it. They haven't marked on the board that it's Matteo in the box. I don't think that it is. Owen Welsh in behind the net. It very well could be. I think it is. Pippa picks it up in the corner. Shot just wide of the net. Battle going on in there. Aigles Leblanc trying to make it, unable to. Thomas DeRush finds the puck and he sends it down the ice. It's going to go all the way down. Just enough to say tap the boards. Owen Welsh picks it up. He shoots it and clips it in the mask. That is, I don't know who, Ferguson. Ferguson unable to get it around. Picked up by the defender. Brings it in. Oh, almost sees a tip in. Apex coming out of the zone. Picked back up by Mini Egg. Aigles Bleus. Shot in. Ferguson wraps it in. Ben's on the other side. Shot out to Louis. Shot on net. And it's blocked. .36 seconds left in the Mini Egg penalty. Face off to the right side of the goalie in the apex zone. Puck finds Brody Smith. He's going to bring it forward. He's able to squeeze through on the boards. Shot on the net. It goes through Fiddix, hits the post. Evan Kiley picks it up. He's going to bring it wide on the blue line. He's going to keep on going in. He's going to take a shot towards the net. It is tipped off the toe, and it is already wide. Apex regroups. 5 seconds left in the penalty. They're able to keep it in the zone. Picked up by Mini-Ag. Lost by Mini-Ag. Apex with the puck. That's Brody Smith with it. Brody sends it out to defense. Phil Maltin gives pressure. Forces a play. Evan Kiley forces more, and it's picked up by Mika. Phil. Mika loses the puck. It's tapped away. Bennett Haley with a great tap on the puck. Evan Kiley with it. He's going to dump it in. Looks like an offside. They're going to have a face-off just outside of the Apex zone. Face-off won by Apex. That's Luke Timmons with the puck. Luke's going to bring it in. He gets his stick popped. It comes on to Fiddix. Fiddix with the block on the ground. Face-off won by Mini-Ag on Salvo with the puck. Puts it out to the corner. Picked up by Thomas Rush and sent back to Bennett Haley. Bennett sends it out. It comes out of the zone. It's going to keep going, but it's not going to go too far. Ferguson putting pressure in the corner. Tips the puck. It goes through. Zach not quite able to get to it. Ferguson gets it in the corner again. Sends it out to Zach. It goes through him again. He's tied up. Mateo keeps it in zone. He goes for the player. Cormier with the puck. He sends it over to Fergie. Ferguson's got the puck. He shovels it out to Desrush. Goes for the shot, misses. Goes for another shot. Blocked by the goalie. Trying to do something to get it over him. Not quite able to. 20 seconds left, almost 21 in the third period. Second period, sorry. 3-1 Mini-Ag. Referee is trying to get him to line up properly. Face-off won by Mini-Ag. Tic-tac-toe. Not quite able to get that shot off. Ferguson picks it up. Over to Desrush. Blocked by their goalie. 1.5 seconds left in the second period. We're pulling the goalie, I guess. We're going to try and go for this. That felt like a really long 2 seconds. I'm in the 8th. Didn't win the 50-50. Don't know how much it was worth, but there's actually a bit of a crowd here. All right, it says 20 on my screen. It doesn't say it on my phone. That's all that matters. There's 1944. I'll keep you up to date until we get caught up. Aigles in the corner, battling it out. That's Aigles Bleus. That's Pippa in there too with the red helmet. Pass out front, shot over the net. Owen giving him pressure. It pops in over to Kylie. Shot on the net. It's deflected high into the corner. Ben Haley picks it up, pops it back in, it comes out, Evan finds it. That's a shot and a block. There's 18:58 left. Face-off won by Apex. Shovel pass over to Birdie Smith. Birdie Smith's going to bring it forward. Challenged by Zach. Henri Savoie trying to take body. Phil Malpin joins in. They're digging at it and behind the net. Off of Felix. Zach picks it up. Brings it out. Tip off of one of the Apex sticks. Phil Malpin is able to pick it up off center ice. Brings it around for a regroup. He's going to bring it through. Loses the puck. Phil Malpin gets the pass from Zach. Goes wide. Takes a shot. Unable to get it in. Goalie pops it out. Apex with the puck. That's Birdie Smith again. Birdie's going to go with it. Tries to go through traffic, unable to make it out. Pass to Thomas Deresh, just came off the bench, well timed. Mini Egg going for a line change. That hit the crossbar. Evan Kylie battling to bring it in, unable to. Mateo brings it, grabs it on. Brings it into the corner, shovel over. Nobody home on the other side. That's Luke Timmins with the puck. He's going to bring it up. He gets chased down by Evan Kylie. Apex stops at the line so that Luke can come in. Shot on Felix, stopped with his left pad. That's an offside. They got to regroup. Up to Ferguson. Ferguson gets it tapped away. Luke Timmins again with it, brings it in. He gets crowded, coughs it up. Bennett Haley with the puck. It's Haley, Kylie, and Ferguson. Unable to complete that pass. Derush picks it up off the pass, sends it back in. Ferguson gets it on the other side. That was going to be a pass. Off the cage. 2 shots there. Unable to keep it in the zone. Goalie's standing on his head today. Literally. Big shot from Kylie, hits Will Grow right in the mask. Egg with it in the corner, that's Ferguson. Ferguson gets it taken away by Bro. Bro loses his stick in the process. He's going to try and fight for it. Ferguson picks it back out, sends it over. Kelly's chasing it down. That's still Calix with it in the corner. Mika takes the spot on defense while he's dipping around. And Evan gets it out. Evan loses it behind the net. Pass out, backhand. Mika's unable, just cannot get that shot off. Evan's getting tied up in there. That's Will Bro, he falls on him. Apex with the puck. He's getting a hooking penalty. Hooking penalty on Mini Ag, up to Thomas Edwards. They're offside. 15 minutes. Zach's battling for it against Aigles Bleus. Louis in there too with Owen. Tries to shovel it out, unable. Block shot by Zach. Digging in the corner. "15 minutes exactly later." Three game, 15 minutes left in the third. Face-off won by Mini Ag. Calix with the puck tries to squeeze through, he's not able. Owen Walsh picks it up. Bennett Healy and Owen in the corner. Ben. Pass over to Calix. Calix takes a shot. It is blocked by the Apex defender. Bennett Healy picks it up off of that. He passes it forward and loses it at center. Apex picks it up, that's Aigles Bleus. And looks like there's another penalty for Mini Ag. Blocked by Bennett Healy, and there's the whistle. Bennett Healy taking that penalty. Face off to the blocker side of LeMay. Face off won by Mini Ag. Big shot from Evan Kiley just down the ice. Apex with the puck, pressure by Ferguson. Pass over to center, picked by Savoie, but not quite. Apex brings it in, one-on-one, shot over the net, deflected. Evan battling in the corner for it. Face-off won by Evan. He pokes it through the legs of the center. Shot towards the net, and it's stopped by the Apex goalie. Face-off going to be the glove side of the Apex goalie. Apex wins that face-off. They send it around the boards. It pops out of the zone. That's Calix picks it up. And he sends it back off Mateo's foot. Forward by Mateo to Evan. Evan picks up his own pass. Evan and Ferguson. Shot high over the net by Evan. Calix tries to keep it in the zone, unable to. It pops out, sends it back in. Luke Timmons picks up the puck. Mini Ag trying to drive them offside, unable to. Thomas brings it back through. We get caught on a defensive chain. Face-off won by Mini Ag. Picked up by Louis McDonald, off the referee's skate. Picked up by Pippa, she brings it in. All right, Owen Walsh picks it up in the zone for Apex. They're going to drive it forward. Aigles Bleus sends it back in. It is picked up by Apex. We've got something going on here. Holding by the looks of it. That's a penalty on us, apparently. No. That's a penalty on Apex. On Pippa. Face off to the right of the Apex goalie. They try to clear, unable to get it out of the zone. Big call to keep that clear by the referee. They rush over to Evan. Pops back over to Calix. Passes it back to Evan. Over to Matteo. Matteo takes a shot. It is blocked, unable to get in front of it. Picked up by Aigles Bleus. He's going to move it up to Derush. Derush sends it out. Picked up by Calix. Calix is going to drive up center. Passes it through. Shot on net, but unable to complete. Evan picks it up on the wrap. Back over to Evan. They're going to play tag with this. Matteo gets into the mix. Sends it over to Evan. Evan takes a big shot. It is blocked. And it clears. Matteo finds the puck, finds Evan. Evan loses it at center ice. Passes over to Matteo. Matteo sends it back to Evan. Apex picks it up in the zone, and it's tried to be shoveled out by Derush. Unable to. Block shot by Matteo. Apex picks it up. Evan deflects that pass. Shot on Fedix and the save. That pass was picked off by Thomas Edwards. He's going to drive towards the net. Pass out front. Another goal. Face-off won by Apex. It's still 5-on-4. Mika picks it up off of that. It's Ben and Mika 2-on-2. Mika sends it through the skates of the defender. Backhand goes just wide of the net. Ben Richard picks it up in the back. And he's wiped out. Mika out front, takes a shot. It gets smacked. It's picked up by Peepish, sends it over the zone. Picks it back up on an attempted re-entry. Off her foot. Shot on Fedix. It is blocked. Off Fedix again. It was going wide. Ben over to Mika. Offside. Sorry, the clock on here says 13:52. Apex is going to go for the long one. They come out with that somehow. It goes wide of the net on the deep. Able to be blocked by the defense. Derush finds Kylie. Kylie's bringing it around. He's crossing the red line. He gets taken down. No call. Will Bro with the puck being chased in by Ferguson. Ferguson chases behind the net, picks it up. Unable to get that shot off. picked up by Louis. Louis with the backhand out. Founds Calix. Calix finds Ferguson. Ferguson cannot get it in the net again. Louis finds it and keeps it in. Finds Phil Malpin in the corner. Ferguson behind the net. Ben Richard's going to chase it in. And it's kept in by Calix. Calix finds Ben. Ben keeps it in. Brody Smith with the puck. He's going around the back of the net, being chased by Ben. Ben puts stick on wood. Able to find the puck. Deflected. Mateo tries to bring it in. He's unable. He falls. It's a offside. My timer's all messed up. There's 7 minutes and 26 seconds left in the third period. Face-off won by Apex. Pass out to Zach. Zach taken down. They're calling it. They're going to give two, I think, one to each. No, they're just going with the trip. Penalty on Apex. I took the time off the clock so we don't confuse anybody. Ferguson with it in the corner. They're digging at it. Thomas Edwards with the puck, breaking out of the zone. He is challenged by Henri Savoie. And Bennett Haley. Bennett gets a stick on it, but Thomas picks it back up. Haley is able to get around the back, and he comes out with it. He's going to remove the puck up to Ferguson. Ferguson's going to go wide. Ferguson is able to score. (7-4) with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third period. Face-off won by Mini Egg. Zach takes it in. He loses it as he crosses. Picked up by Pippa. They're calling offside on Mini Egg. He's able to follow. That was Phil. Phil pops it. Mika finds it. He's going to drive it in. And they're going to get a slashing for that. Apex refusing to touch the puck. They're going to get it blown down anyways. Back to a 5-on-4. 6 minutes, 11 seconds left. Face-off won by Apex, picked up by Mini Egg. That's Evan with the puck. It gets popped through. That's Owen Welsh with it. It's a hard race. It goes wide of the net, not able to capitalize. Picked up by Wes Ferguson. He's going to drive it forward, gets it out of the zone. Evan Kiley trying to drive it through, he can't. Louis there, gets it back out of the zone, picked up by Ferguson at center. He's going to go wide, he's joined by Desrush and Kiley. They're going to bring it back. Evan with the puck. He dips around. Over to Ferguson. Ferguson. Goal. There's 5 minutes and 16 seconds left. The puck. He's going for a trip. It gets poked away by Phil. Phil off the glass. Mika picks it up, able to kick it forward. It's Mika and Ben with it. It's on 4. Tries to send it out, unable to. He sends it out and it finds Brody Smith's stick. There's something called here. High stick. There's a penalty still. On Apex, puck's dropped. Shot on net, towards net by Henri. Picked up on the clear. Cadix over to West, over to Henri. Shot on net, big one-timer. Evan not quite able to put it in, just wide. Shot over to Evan. Evan's high of the net. Calix goes down. He's able to keep the puck in somehow. That would have been beautiful. Unable to complete. Henri goes for the pinch. He gets it over to Evan, over his stick. Almost able to keep it in, not quite. Mini Egg regroup and the neutral zone. And Calix drives it in. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. They clear it down, picked up by Henri. Henri brings it around the back of the net. He finds almost Calix. They try to drive it through traffic, unable. Still 46 seconds left on the Apex penalty. Sends it over to Ferguson. He picks it up. He's going to drive it up. Chased down by Will Bro. He goes for a fake and not quite able. Henri keeps it in, sends it back to the corner. Tries to wrap it. Ferguson chases it in. Out to Henri. Henri gets it in. Finds Ferguson. Ferguson not quite able to put it in. Smacks it off the post. Will Bro with a clear. Being chased down by Apex player. That's Calix again with the puck. Calix sends it forward to Ben. There's 6 seconds left on the Apex penalty. They're going to come out of that box any second now. 1 second left. They're back to full strength. Pass to Ferguson doesn't quite make it. He's able to get back, pull it into the zone. Apex comes out with the puck. They shovel it out. It's picked up by Haley and it's offside. Two minutes, 25 seconds left. Face-off won by Apex. Luke Timmons with the puck. They bring it in. Haley with the pinch. He loses his stick. Able to get it out, uses his feet. Picked back up by Thomas Edwards. Thomas sends it forward. Finds Luke Timmons. Sends it back. Finds Thomas Edwards. He goes around Haley. Zach picks it up. Sends it out. Mika Prive almost gets it. Haley picks it up at center ice, tries to drive it in. Ben almost gets it in. Haley's driving through. Shot on net. Blocked by the Apex goalie. We've got an empty net on Mini Egg side, so we'll be a 6-on-5 right now. Face-off won by Mini Egg. They rush with the puck in the corner. They rush with a shot on net. It goes in! (7-6) for Apex. 1 minute and 31 seconds left. There's a penalty here on Mini Egg. They've forgotten to turn on the clock and all this excitement. Block shot. They're going to run this still. We're technically over on time. The referees are trying to figure this out. Looks like Aigles Bleus going to the box. Looks like Pip is going to the box too. They're trying to get a regroup in. Looks like it's going to be a 6-on-3. There's a minute 22 left. It's probably a little high. Should probably be about 40 seconds left. Referee trying to get the minute 22 left. No one in net for Mini Egg. Mini Egg wins the face-off. Back to Aigles. Mini Egg are going to take their time here. Over to Ferguson. Ferguson looking for that perfect angle. Perfect opportunity. Out to Evan. Evan misses it. Aigles brings it in. Shot on net. It's saved. Comes out. Come on. Able to keep it in. Aigles walks it in. Glove down by the Apex goalie. 54.8 seconds left in the third period. 7-6 right now for Apex. I am losing my voice. It's going to be a long weekend. Slight clock adjustment. Mini Egg win it. Over to Scott. Shot with the deflection off. After shot on net, back to him. He's going to walk it in. Over to Kylie. Out to Cormier. 21 seconds left on the clock. Cormier is getting blocked. Back to Evan. Evan trying to make something out of this. Not able to. Oh, almost gloved down. 9 seconds left. No, I'm not sure what that was. Been some weird calls in this one. 5.3 seconds left. They're just going to run it out. And it's done. All right, everybody, just a handshake. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for tuning in.